Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well and safe at your home this quarantine. To make the best use of this quarantine period, we, the students of class 9D from the Trinity School Radhanal Nagar, are edited here to talk so much about the glorious history of Jainism and Buddhism, their tradition, their culture, and we thought to take you to a glorious journey of their story. So let's hop on the train and learn something good. Jainism and Buddhism are two Indian religions which were developed in Magadh, Bihar. Gautam Buddha and Mahavira are considered as two communities. So let's see what our classmates has in their store to boost up your knowledge.
Hi, I'm Anmol Singh. Today I'm going to give you a short introduction of Gautam Buddha and Mahavira. First of all, I will start from Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha is among the greatest religious teacher. He founded Buddhism, one of the world's leading religion. Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC at Lumbini, the Tarai region of Nepal. His father's name was Sudodana, who was a ruler of Kapilavastu, and his mother's name was Mahamaya. She was dead before he was born. He was brought up by his uncle. Buddha's childhood name was Siddhartha. Gautam Buddha was married at the age of 16 to a beautiful princess Yasodhara and lived in luxury. A son Rahul was born to him. A turning point in the Siddhartha's life when come passing by the roadside when he saw a sick man, an old man, and the dead. At the age of 29, he left his home quietly in search of peace and truth. Siddhartha got enlightenment at the age of 35 at the Bodh Gaya under a peepal tree, which later came to be known as Bodhi tree. The Buddha delivered his first sermon at Sarnath. He pressed four noble truths and including eightfold paths. He also attacked some religious and social practices of his time. Buddha attained nirvana in the 483 BC. The other places where his message was spread were Kashi, Kosla, Vaji, Avanti, etc. Buddha continued to preach his message till his death in 487 BC. His last words were, "Now, monk, I have nothing more to tell you, but that all that is composed is liable to decay. Strive after salvation energetically." Now I will start from Mahavira. Lord Mahavira was born Prince Vardhaman to King Siddhartha and Queen Sirsha of Ishkavau dynasty. He was born in 599 BC. Being a prince, he was brought up amidst much luxury, yet nothing to affect him. Lord Mahavira Swami was the last and the 24th Tirthankara of Jainism and is responsible for recording religion and introducing the Jain Sangha. He married to a princess Yashoda and daughter Priyadarshana. His teaching included non-violence, truth and purity in Lord life. Mahavira belonged to a rich Kshatriya family. He was born and brought up in a Kushdama near Magd, Bihar. Parents Siddhartha and Trishla called him by the name Vardhaman, but Vardhaman came to be popularly known as Mahavira because of his courage and daring and the fearless character. The childhood of Mahavira was very colorful. He was brave and a wise child. Apart from that, he has an audacious and generous character. This was my short introduction.
Hello everyone, I am going to tell you about Jatakas. Jatakas were the short stories and tales scattered in the various forms of the Buddhist traditions. It included more than 35 that were collected for the Vedati's purpose. The Jatakas tales are the voluminous body of the Indian literature concerning to India, covering the previous birth of the Gautam Buddha in the both human or an animal form. The future Buddha can look like a golden outcast or an elephant as a king. Now, would you like to know that how Jatakas were composed and by whom they were composed? So, it was composed by each member of the Sangha belonging to the Buddhist traditions. Now, for the information of the other segments, my friends are going to tell you.
Shrishi Sharma, and I am going to tell you about the Tripitakas. The Tripitakas, 3 baskets, are also written in Pali. These are the 3 books. First, Sutta Pitaka, which contain the Buddhistic teachings and the saying of the Buddha. It tells us about the origin of the universe and the unnatural character of the caste system. The Buddhistic ideas of karma, rebirth, and nirvana are also found in this book. Second book, Abhidhamma Pikta, presents interpretations of the doctrine contained in Sutta Pikta. It is written mostly in the form of question and answer. Third book, Vinaya Pikta, contains the rules for the guidance of the Buddhistic monks and nuns. It gives a list of signs and offenses likely to be committed by the members of the Buddhistic Sangha and the punishment they deserve. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, I am Diksha Rangan from 9. Today I will give you a brief introduction on political history of India in the 6th century BC. The Aryans. From about 542 BC up to 492 BC, Bimbisara ruled over Magda. His capital was Rajagriha, the modern Rajgir in the Pathan district. Bimbisara was a great devotee of Buddha. The Jain Trinkana Mahavira also received support from him, but his end was very tragic. Bimbisara lost his life at the hands of his son Ajasastru. His wife Kausla Devi died at grief. Ajasastru was a ruler of Magda from about 492 BC to 460.
Hello everyone, I am Devika Gupta of class 9D. I hope that all of you are safe, and today I am going to talk about the 12 Angas. It was a Jain council at Patliputra which collected and compiled the teachings of Mahavira and Jain religious literature into 12 Angas. The 12 Angas contained the rule for Jain monks and Jain spiritual guru. These texts were written in Andhra Magadhi, which is further divided into subsections or parts such as Upangas, Sutras, and other texts. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Kushang Mishra of 9th and today I'm going to tell you about why Magad became a powerful kingdom. The Magad Empire enjoyed the geographical position in the area as the richest capital, Rajgir, was the earliest capital of Magad. The ability of iron ores enables Magad rulers to equip themselves with effective weapons. The two capitals, first the Rajgir and second Patliputra, were situated at a very strategic point, as Rajgir was situated by a group of 5 hills. In 5th century, Magad shifted its capital from Rajgir to Patliputra, which was situated at a point in confluence of Gangas. Pre-industrial days, when communication was difficult, the army followed the courses of river to move north, west, south, east. The fitted in center of Gangetic plains, so the Ganga provided and facility for agriculture.
Hello friends, I'm Rashi and today I'm going to discuss about Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhism. So let's see what was Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhism all about. So during the reign of Kanishka, the ruler, there was the 4th Buddhist council which took place at Kashmir. There were many differences between monks. The monks had different opinions. Some were with the other opinion and some were with the other, which indirectly led to the formation of 2 sects, which were called Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana was Hinayana, you can say, was the original Buddhism. This was the lesser wheel, and Mahayana was the bigger or the larger wheel. So now I am going to tell you about what was Mahayana. Mahayana, the people belonging to this sect, they believed that the Buddha was the incarnation of God like Rama and Krishna. They started paying emphasis on the prayer or the worship of Buddha. They started worshipping the portraits, the statues of Buddha. and they also adopted Sanskrit as the language in which their scriptural text was to be written. But on the other hand, the Hinayanists, they were looking upon Buddha as their teacher and following the simple rules which the Buddha taught them. They did not look upon Buddha as the incarnation of God. So, now coming the differences between Hinayanist and Mahayanist. As written here, the followers of Hinayana relied on the good deeds and a holy life, based on the eightfold path as the means to attain salvation. This tells that Hinayanists believe that the teachings of Buddha were sufficient to attain salvation. His teachings were all about good deed and holy life. But on the other hand, Mahayanists, they believed in the concept of nirvana to be cooled and remote. Now, the Hinayanists had no faith in idol worship, but as we know, Mahayanists, they believed that Buddha was the incarnation of God like Rama and Krishna. They used Pali for preaching their faith and for writing their sacred literature. But the Mahayana, on the other hand, they adopted Sanskrit for writing the text. So this was the differences between Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhism, and all about I taught.
Hello everyone, I am Astha Pushkarna of class 9th D. So here comes the similarities between two religions, Jainism and Buddhism. The first similarity is the great teachers of both religions, Mahavira and Gautam Buddha, were Kshatriyas who rose against the rituals of the Vedic religion. God, rituals and Vedas had no place in both the religions. Both used the popular dialects as vehicles for their teachings. Non-violence was an indispensable part of their creed. According to both the religions, nirvana or moksha is one's ultimate aim in life. It's an escape from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Both had organized monasteries for monks and nuns to live. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Sajan Gulabi from class 9D. Today I am going to tell you about the 4 noble truths of Gautam Buddha. 4 noble truths में the first, life has inevitable suffering. The second, there is an cost to our suffering. The third, there is an end to suffering. And the fourth, the last one, the end to suffering is contained in the eightfold path.
Good morning guys, today we are going to see about Buddhism and Jainism, similarities and differences. These are some teachings of Buddhism by the Lord Buddha. This photo will show you what does Buddhism means. The Buddhism meaning of life, some more teachings and things taught by Lord Buddha in Buddha. And this is Jainism's symbol, significance and meaning of religion Jainism. And briefly meaning of all symbols and its meaning of all symbols of Jainism. And these are similarities and differences between Buddhism and Jainism.